Hey everybody, welcome to another Historic Brawl video. I've done Gruul, I've done Azorius, which means it's only fair that we do a mono black deck. Not that I'm going to, be building color balancing as I play through these. It's mostly what interests me, but conveniently, Lolth interests me, and she's also mono black, so that's pretty cool. She costs 3 black, and whenever a creature you control dies, put a loyalty counter on her. She has no positive way to bump up her loyalty, and the fun thing about Brawl, and also the frustrating thing about Brawl sometimes, is that your commander can be a planeswalker. So, with Lolth, she has a 0, which is you draw a card and lose a life. I think she's the least frustrating one that I've seen. She's not that oppressive of a commander. Mostly because she's like an aristocrat's sacrifice deck. She has a -3, which is create 2/2/1 black spider tokens with menace and reach, as you can see right there. And they are sacrifice fodder, and also they can defend her. And her -8 is you get an emblem with whenever an opponent is dealt combat damage by one or more creatures you control, if that player lost less than 8 life this turn, they lose life equal to the difference. So it's not an impressive ultimate, but like she's here to just give you cards and creatures to sacrifice, and I think she's fun. I had a good time playing this deck. But let's kind of look at what we got. So there's a few things I just want to say right now, right off the bat. This deck could run Ugin, and it also could do with what's it called, like a Ghost Quarters or a Field of Ruin to tech against decks that care about lands like Field of the Dead. We're not doing that with this one though, because once again, I like, especially like with Ugin, I'm just like trying to look at this and make this not like a crazy, like somewhat budget friendly, somewhat. If you have Ugin, put him in, you'll have a good time. So we have removal, Bone Splinters. This is a way to draw cards, so we have some removal here. We have Village Rites, which is a way to draw cards. There's also Bankrupt in Blood, which I'm not honestly too hot on. It was always really awkward through the video, as you might see. It's been in my hand in a few times, and it just kind of like sat and did nothing. But I mean, her -3 turning into draw 3 cards, gain 2 loyalty, so it's only a -1. Seems nice. Seems like it could be good. More removal. We have things like Gutter Bones and Discordant Piper, Doomed Dissenter, Reassembling Skeleton. Graveyard Marshal, in a sense, is a way for us to get repeatable sack outlets in the game. There's Lampad of Death's Vigil, which gives our deck a bit more reach and more thing to sacrifice creatures and get a benefit out of it to get Lolth moving. Another one like that is this Soul Reaper of Mogies to draw cards. A bit more expensive than the Lampad of Death's Vigil. Piper of the Swarm makes more tokens. This guy has some removal as well as a really cheap sack fodder that you can do. Priest of the Forgotten Gods is a very strong card in a sack deck. We have our ramp package. I think I'm running 5 again in this deck. I'm running 6. As I said in the last video, if you watched it, or if you haven't watched it, this is what I always say. I like having ramp in my decks. No matter what, I like to run at least 6, because then that means there's a chance that you'll hit at least one of them in the game. So, the usual package. Bantu's Monument is fine here. It's like the half ramp of the deck because it only does creatures, but I still think it does the job. Let's just see a few more things. Bastion of Remembrance gives you a bit more power, so now your sack is draining life from the opponent. Bantu, he cares and he sacrifices. I guess actually Bantu's a female, isn't she? I think it is, but I think she's a female. And so she cares about that. She can sack creatures and then attack, and she's really big. Callous Blood Mage, he provides 2 bodies for sacking. This guy provides some bodies for sacking. We want to be running things like Demon's Disciple and Plague Crafters because they can deal with planeswalkers and also creatures. This guy gives you more bodies to sack. This is our only enchantment removal in the deck. I like running some of it because, you gotta. It's just good to have. Rise of the Dreadmarn is like a panic button that you can press after a board wipe, and we will be running board wipes. You always want to run board wipes if your colors have them, because you never know when you'll be on the back foot or against an aggro deck, and you want to stop those effects. More sacking, more things to sack, more sacking and things to sack. He can sack. We got some removal, we got some card draw, some removal, some sacrifice, and then also now our creatures do things. This is pretty fun with Lolth's ability. It now also drains too when the spiders enter play. That's cool. Removal. Erebos is good, he sacks. He also can draw cards if you have the life for it. Languish is some removal. Nightmare Shepherd, your tokens, your non-token creatures can come back. You have to exile them, so you don't want to do it with things like Gutter Bones or Reassembling Skeleton. And then you got Rankle, just a strong card, some removal and a body that you can sack. A bunch of bodies that you can sack on Rite of Bells and Lock. I think this card is cuter than it is good. But anytime I have an excuse to run Rite of Bells and Lock, I'm going to do it. I like the card a lot, mostly just because of the art. Removal. Removal. Drawn is a strong card. These are kind of like our super nice finishers up here, as well as Liliana. Blood on the Snow is a really good wrath. That's why we're running Snowlands. And then Open the Graves it's dirty when you get this thing going with a sacrifice machine. Oh my god! Like with Open the Graves, let's just go. You just start sacking things and you just turn them into juicy zombie tokens. Let's go. And then in our lands, Cabal Stronghold is notable. You get 4 swamps in play, and now this thing is generating positive mana. We also have Phyrexian Tower, which sacks to add mana as well. So, that's enough talking. Why don't we get to the game? There's a bunch. Hey, that's fitting. We just fought against this guy. This one's going to be pretty annoying, actually, though. I'll keep this hand. I don't think it's, fantastic, but I can imagine worse hands. That off the top is really nice. We're going to put the one that costs more to cycle first. And then we're going to just hope and see what happens. Let's get the ramp out. That's fine. We'll take the counter. They can do that. Let's see if they would like to counter again. We will give them the opportunity, because then we can play the Skyclave Relic. They did not take it this turn, so that's nice. And we will pass. I might cycle this Baron more. Maybe we can turn it into something else. Okay, they're recycling the Reconnaissance mission, so maybe they're missing something. They're missing some Go Juice. Alright, they got that. They don't have another land off the top, so they're stuck at 3. They'll be at 4. But we'll be able to get to 5, which is nice, because we can get Lolth out. And they won't have much way to deal with that. Let's get Lolth out, because we got to start pushing damage. And let's get some spooky, scary spiders on the battlefield. The spiders with reach are going to be huge to protect her. They're going to get rid of her. I'm okay with that. Honestly, that's really just kind of fine. We're going to attack with both. And then we're going to use this opportunity to kick this and get a bunch of mana on the battlefield. Because right now our opponent's stuck at 4 and we have 5, we have 9. So that's that's not hard math. 9 is higher than 4. Yeah, that's cool. We are going to play Lolth. And we're going to make 2 more spooky, scary spiders. We have 2 mana. We have 3 mana left. So we're going to keep this Plum the Forgotten out, I think. We could also drop him to start getting rats. I think we'll just go with this, though. We'll keep the Plum the Forbidden up. Because even if we fail, I think we might just, sacrifice three of them to get... Alright, so they got a white mana, but it's going to be a whole turn until they can get to it. So that is nice for us. Sure. Yes. Pass. They're not going to attack, but I think I am still going to take advantage of this. We're going to sacrifice 3 of them. I want the cards. I need the cards. Sacrifice 3 creatures. Nice. Okay. Give me the juicy cards. Okay. Let's get this out. 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 1 more to get this going. So I think that's going to be a next turn for sure. Do we want to kill something? We're going to get this Soul Reaper of Mogies out. And then I think we're just going to, like, murder the Hanged Executioner before we can do anything funky. And then we just pass. And I think we're in a pretty good position right now. Let's see what our opponent's going to do. How bad do they want the card draw, is the question. They want the card draw. So we'll do some blocking. We will just throw these guys in front of each of them and then see if they have the trick that gives them +2. It doesn't. So we're going to just be happy about getting some of this. I might even sacrifice this guy if my opponent doesn't do anything that I want to get rid of. All right. This dude can sacrifice himself. That's wild. Oh, they have a stop on our upkeep. Tap target creature. Oh, sure, that's totally fine. They're doing this for the card draw. Because that's a pretty minor thing here. Okay. Let's make some spiders. Let's play the priest. And then honestly, we just... we also could play this. We're just going to pass, though. Like, there's no reason for us to overextend ourselves currently. Right now, our opponent is on the back foot. And that's why you don't just play everything. So, we're going to sack a creature to draw a card. We're going to sack a creature to draw a card. We're going to sack 1 more creature to draw a card. Okay. So now, we really don't need too much. We're actually going to take the card here. Okay. That, I'm going to pay 3 life for to get as much mana as we can. We're going to play Bantu. We're going to play this Merchant. We're going to play this. And then we're going to foretell that. And then we just pass to our opponent and put the ball in their court again. They spent a wrath. They destroyed our board. That's a beautiful card. The art's incredible. Hey, look at that. Alright, so what we're quickly going to do is we're going to just choose target opponent sacks a creature. We want them to get rid of that. And then we want that to go. Okay! Alright! I enjoyed that one. That was a good game. Good job, Lolth. You made creatures, you sacked those creatures, and then we also beat the deck we played in the last video. So I basically just beat past Justin, is how I'm looking at that one. Who's next? Oh my god, Nicol Bolas? That's not good. And ultimately, this hand does nothing, but I definitely picture worse hands. So we are going to run with it. And just hope for the best and be like, hey, next time can I maybe play first? I would love to. I always feel like true Grixis controls is the hardest to play against. Because they just have so much disruption. Like, it's just nothing but disruption. They're going to take the Bastion for sure, probably. That's what I would take here. We have 2 ramp spells, so getting rid of one of them isn't really a big deal. But otherwise, we don't have much to answer, like, for them to have to worry about. They took the Priest, which honestly was the one I thought they would be least scared of, because I don't imagine them having a lot of creatures. But maybe they do. But maybe they do have a lot of creatures. Okay, we would like Ayara? Because we just got to start getting value where we can. We're going to see a Bolus this turn, probably. Okay, so they're going to be ramping into him. They want to do other things as well. It's tough. The Playcrafter... I mean, the Playcrafter deals with Bolus. So let's get... What is his down? Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Yeah. We're just going to get Lolth out here. Because we got to find the advantage where we can. And then... Yeah, we have to be aggressive. Saving the... I mean, they could do a board wipe, but when they do a board wipe, we just do that again. Goldspan is pretty tricky. I'm not too worried about that, though. We're just going to let that go through. That doesn't scare me, because we're going to get Rankle out, and we're just going to send him... Yeah. Or shoot, but we're going to do the Rankle. And then we swing with the squad. And then we're going to do the whole gamut, I think. We're going to discard the Mind Stone. And then we're going to sack one of our Spoitas. And we have removal to deal with this Nicol Bolas. So, like, unless they have a... I mean, the board wipe would be the most unfortunate part here. I could have played the Bastion there. Yeah, there we go. There's a board wipe. So that's the most unfortunate part. But I'm honestly not too worried. We play the Bastion. And then we just pass to our opponent. And we see what tricks they have. I'll just play it again. I have nothing else to do this turn, opponent. I'll just play it again. Don't think I won't. That was strange to me, to be honest. There's Nicol Bolas. He's going to tick him up. We're going to exile the Chupacabra. And now we want to keep cards back when we can. Yeah, honestly, I feel like we're not in a terrible position. Eldest Reborn's better than Plaguecrafter here. Alright, so we both come in here. Eldest Reborn was a fantastic draw. That was huge. That was a good draw. So now he costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 7? I'm counting that right. For some reason, you see number pips and you're like, this is impossible to read. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they could just play it again, but then we just like get rid of it again. All right. We're going to exile one of our swamps. I don't think we need it. I want to keep the stuff in my hand this turn. God Eternal Bond 2 is pretty sick. They're going to discard a card. We're going to come in for 2. Play Crafter here. We're going to sacrifice this. He's going to sacrifice Bolas. And now he costs 9. 1, 2. Oh, right. We beat Nicol Bolas. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So one thing we learned there for sure is that our opponent definitely should not have gotten rid of the Priest of Forgotten Gods. It had like very little effect on the game. They definitely should have got rid of this or that. Here we go. Man, I'm happy with that one. Give me a nice janky commander. Tezzeret? I think that's going to be kind of janky. Master of the Bridge. This one is blue-black, and he costs 6. Oh, I'll take this hand. I'll take this hand for sure. There's not much to it yet, and we need to get... once we get our 4th swamp, Cabal Stronghold becomes really nice. And we're working our way towards it. Ooh, haha, I like this. I'm digging this, where we're going to go with this. I'm feeling good things. Alright, let's play Deathbloom Thallid, and then we're going to poke for 1. So now he currently costs 5. Nice, he's going to cost a little bit more. A little bit less, sorry. I'm liking what we got going here. Okay. Let's get Piper of the Swarm out. Cool. I'm excited. I like this deck. I dig what it's got going on for it. Makes me wanna. Whenever I'm like, I see a deck and I'm like, oh, this would be fun to play. I'm in a good place. You know, I'm like, yeah. I don't care even if I lose. It's gonna be a great time regardless. Now let's just see. All right, Replicating Ring. Beauty. We are going to nuke this guy. Get the skeleton out of here. No land. Ooh, okay, that's kind of rough. Okay, let's say we foretell this. And then we pass. Let's say that's the course of action here. These aren't too scary, what we got going on. If he plays Tezzeret, we're going to poison the Solemn's Cup. And then we're going to hope he doesn't play anything else. Okay, that's a big thing. Alright, our opponent has a lot of stuff. And they're going to hit us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with his +1. Okay, let's bring this guy back. Okay, cool. We just destroy target creature with this guy. But we might need to, like, start being aggressive. We're going to have to give them the card. We also could bring out Lolth, which might be actually the line here. Get your commander out. And then we'll send in the Thallid. Luckily the 5 on this isn't that great. Because he's just going to draw 2. 5 mana draw 2 isn't the best. I mean, it's better than this. But like in a slow, long game, it will be good. He has 1,000,000 mana. Like 1,000,000. This thing's cute. Alright, it replaces itself. Okay, I'm still like... I'm just... Alright, we got Tezzeret. He's gonna deal 1,000,000 to us. He's gonna kill Lolth. Sure, that's fine. That just happens. Oh, the claw. Okay, so that's a lot of damage. What can we do here? We play the cottage. And then we get land. We can play this guy for 5, sacking the skeleton and destroying this. Sack the skeleton. We're going to destroy that. And then we just got to keep Tezzeret down a bit, so we're just going to send all this at him. He's going to turn this into a creature, but then we can just kill that, so he's not going to do that. That's fine. He's going to draw a card off the Solemn. I don't think it's looking great. This Tezzeret's going to deal so much damage to us, and we need to, like, stop it. And the problem is he can just, like... Sorry, they can just play it again. Yeah, I think this is over. I think our opponent has won. The Claw is just going to deal so much damage to us. It's hard to beat the Claw. It replaces itself. Okay. I love this deck, though. I think this deck is sick. Castle Lockfang, yeah. Draw a card. They still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana left? Oh my god. The Cavalier of Night having lifelink is now negligible because it's about to get destroyed by Ugin. So that's a bit of a downer. But what can you do, right? Yeah. There he is. Yes, we know. Okay. I will return the Thallid. Surprised that doesn't exile. Oh, I just realized Ugin isn't in this deck. That's a mistake. The Claw. So I think we're done, but we'll let our opponent do it. Alright. Let's get the castle. We destroy this guy. See, like, even if we kill the Tezzeret here, we're still done, I think. Let's do that just in case we get another turn. But we're not going to. We send the squad at Tezzeret. At least make them spend the mana. Gonna turn this into a 2/2. I do think regardless we have the Tezzeret here, so... As I said, we're going to make them spend the mana to kill us. Like, you need to try to Deathclaw us. Like, I know you're going to. This game is yours. But I want to see it. I want to see you pay 8, I'm going to say good game, unmute to see if they want to say anything. They're just going to zap me, and that's that. I love the deck. It worked really well. Like, maybe they just saw the good ramp, but, like, they probably just put in, like, every artifact ramp that they could, right? Yeah, like, they just went for it. I think the deck's really cool. I want to try it out. I want to try it for a future episode. What do we got? Who do we got? I have no idea who this is. I do not know this. Barrowin of Clan Under. Enters the adventure into the dungeon. Oh, okay. Sounds fun. I'll keep this. We need a land for this to get going, but we have things we can play, things we can do. If we get to 3, Woe Strider will help us get to 4 and 5 mana. So that's good. That's nice. I will take the 3. And we're going to get the Piper out first, I think. Yeah. I feel good about that. Some beautiful snow-covered plains. They can kill the Piper if they have removal. It's not too important. Oh, okay. It's not too important to our game plan. We definitely have much bigger pieces of the puzzle. So of note, that's not a treasure. So it doesn't ramp us. Searches their library for cards, shuffles, and puts it on top. Cool. Okay, sweet. We have this if they play a non-legendary creature. I like this, though. Sounds kind of fun. They will have to... There's some coyotes howling outside my window. Holy hell, that's cool. They will have to, if they want to boast, they will need to, like, you know... Graveyard. If you've completed a dungeon. Okay, so we want to stop them from completing dungeons, obviously. That's kind of like our... Oh, they're doing the Tomb of Annihilation. You love to see it. If they attack, I'm just going to take 2. We are going to draw a card off the clue this turn, though. Thank you for the clue. Plum of Forbidden's a sweet draw. Okay. So we're going to bring out our commander. I think it's the right choice here. And we're going to get some sick blockers that our opponent needs to get through. Because now if they want to attack with Barrowin, they need to get through 2 of these guys. Sure, what are they going to get rid of? Lolth? Pretty minor. Yeah, sure, go for it. It actually doesn't bother me too much. That's a strong card to use on something I'm just going to recast in the future, right? Because now they can't attack with Barrowin still. So, like, I think we're looking pretty okay here. That's a great card. We're going to drop this, and then we're going to plumb the Forbidden probably this next turn. Draw 3 cards, sacrificing this, this, and that. Opponents still can't attack unless they want to lose their Barrowin. Which, who knows, maybe they do. That's a cool card. It is going to die. Cool card. It's dead, though. that's a fantastic draw. Holy crap. Yeah, we're just playing that, and then we're going to pass to our opponent. They need to answer this yesterday. That's something that, like, they need to solve. Hey, luckily that solves it. But this is a great time to plumb the Forbidden. They're going to choose the Priest, and then we're going to sacrifice 4 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's kill the commander while we're here. All right. That's a nice mitt of cards. And then these can both resolve. They're going to get a scry. They're going to probably need a land to get their commander out again. I do like the concept of building around this commander, though. I think there can be some juicy things there. That's a fantastic draw. We have a bunch of choices. I think the correct choice is still just get out Lolth. And just get more blockers. I think that's just the line. They can get their commander out. Sure. Sure. All right. It's a race they want, it's a race they get. Makes everything a lot more expensive. It's super spicy, but we're gonna get things going. If they all right. Yeah, if they want to play this fast, I will play it fast. My heart says Akiri, and it is Akiri. I'll run with this hand. This hand does things. Yeah, I'll keep this. Opponent's going first. I would like to go first, though. Interesting. Cool card, cool design. I mean, hopefully they play it on 3, because then we can just Plague Crafter it away. Look at this guy. What do you got for me, opponent? You obviously can play something. Oh, that's cool. I like it. Alright, once again, we would love to see Akiri here on 3 because then we can play Crafter it away and really put our opponent on the back foot. Alternatively, I'm okay with them being stuck at 2. That also works for me. Because if they're stuck at 2, we're just going to build to ramp. We're going to play Snow-Covered Swamp, Cold Steel Heart, Mind Stone. Nice and easy. Okay. Is that an issue? We can just kill it. So we play Mind Stone. Should have played the Cold Steel Heart. That is definitely what we should have done there, because this is going to come in tapped. So that's a little bit of a whoopsie. Our opponent, poor opponent, stuck at 2. You hate to see it. I mean, they did have 2/2 drops, so like I understand keeping the hand. I probably would have done the same. So. Okay. They gain the life. We're going to bring out Lolth. We're going to make some spiders. And we're just going to get her going. We're going to get that ready and online. Is our opponent still stuck at 2? That is rough. That's fine. They're milling their lands away. You hate to see it. We'll start by getting information to see what the best course of action is. We have 5 mana. So we're going to get some land out, exile their graveyard, say thank you for all the lands. And then I think, sorry, we have 4 mana remaining? I mean, we can just keep ramping, right? And get out the skeleton. Skeleton is going to be huge for this deck. There's other ones like Sanitarium Skeleton that I chose not to run because, you know, this one just comes back to the battlefield. You don't need to pay 4 and then 1. I believe Sanitarium Skeleton goes back to your hand. Okay, what do you got for us? They are desperate. Did they still not find a land? Okay. If they can resolve this Akiri, we have bad news for them first off. Like, first off, we got some bad news. Alright, that's a great draw. And we get this guy out. And then now we just start getting value. And I think at this point now, even if they get their 3rd land here, which they unfortunately didn't. Okay. Let's get a card. Good card. Swing in with the team. Want to put this out for 6, get the ramp going. And then we just pass to our opponent. And we just continue to demand them. They need to answer. They need to do something. Unfortunately, they're still stuck on 2. Let's just say they've done a lot on 2. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're not going to be able to attack with this guy this turn. Sure. But yeah, this is looking rather unfortunate for the opponent. Turn him to the battlefield. Just swing in for a bunch. And drop him out. And him out. Just end the turn. Our opponent, please don't get your 3rd mana here. They got their 3rd mana here. Oh no. Alright, well I'm going to mark this one for a maybe for the video because it was kind of a I mean, it was a good representation of me goldfishing the deck. Our opponent really didn't. Yeah, sure. Can we beat this? Can we get to 5? Sack a creature. And then we sack a creature. We're going to sack you, because I want the... Yeah. Alright, well, I'm marking that one as a maybe for the video. Who can it be? Oh, no. This is a very aggressive deck. I think we are going to take this. Just because we have things that we can do. Alright, let's just get a blocker out because that's what we need to have here. As much as I want to ramp, we need to, you know, stop it. They could have a lightning strike. If they do, that's life. So we just got to go fast. We got to go fast too. Getting the Nightmare Shepherd out is going to be pretty big. If they just cast their commander here. Alright. Let's see what they have. See if they have something. If they have a pump spell, it's out of their hand. We're looking for our Like, once again, it would be nice to get our Mind Stone out, but we just have to... We want to slow down their game plan as much as we can. And then once we resolve this Nightmare Shepherd, we can kind of slow down a bit. Sure. They've claimed my firstborn, Soul Reaper of Mogies. Do they have Fling, maybe? They're going to throw it at my face? They're thinking hard. Okay. Take 4. Sure, we get it back. Let's get the Nightmare Shepherd out. Because all we gotta do is just, like, stem bleeding. And then... just come back from it, right? Next turn, we're gonna do Priest and Mind Stone. Get ready to hopefully drop this on 5. I've seen no dwarfs in this Magda deck yet, which is a little bit fun, I suppose. Okay. They're just getting dudes out? Just dudes, okay. They're going for the Bleed Me. They're gonna only have 2 cards in hand next turn. So like maybe one's a pump. Oh, we can even drop this. That's huge. Okay, maybe we got a pump. Nightmare Shepherd and Reassembling Skeletons seems fun. Doesn't it? What does this guy do? Ah, okay. Alright. So let's assume they're going to be able to give their board +2/+0. So then we want to drop like this guy here. Drop this guy there, and then this guy on a 1/1. See what that does? Like I said, we're going to assume that they're doing a +2/+0 here. That's like the most common pump that I can think of. Just pumping that guy. Sure. Decline on him. Take action on him. Okay. So now we grab Lolth. We make 2 spiders. We're going to sacrifice... Submit 1. We're going to sacrifice these 2. They're going to just sacrifice, yeah, one of their tokens. That's a good draw. I think we'll just get him out as a blocker. I think that is a bigger threat than... Okay, their board looks a lot less scary than it did before. Alright, we got Magda. Okay, they're gonna have a +2. Let's throw the spider in front of this because this reads like a plus kill spell. And then that pumps up Lolth. That's a good card. Let's make some spiders. And this is the sound of stabilizing, is what we got here. We're gonna put this guy out. Let's turn him tapped. Right, then we're going to sack target you. We're going to sack these two. We're going to get some loyalty counters. We're going to decline. We still want the skeleton in the graveyard. Going to lose the token. Okay. Doom Dissenter is a fantastic draw. We're going to get him out as a blocker. And you know what? We're actually going to also drop the Plague Crafter here. Let's just, like, take over our opponent's board, sacking the Doom Dissenter, and I think at this point, yeah, that's a win. I can't. That's, yeah. Nice. I think we maneuvered that pretty well. I like casting Lolth. It just feels good getting 2/2/1s, a Niv Mizzet. Okay, so we're in card draw, spell slinging. I think this hand's good. I'm going to keep it. I don't think like it's amazing, but I think it can... I can picture a lot worse hands, right? If we get one more land, we're in a pretty okay place. Of course my opponent's going first. That's just the rules here. That's just life. Got a little tickle in my throat on that word. It's not a great draw. Hey. No. Same Z's. We're friends, and that's cool. I like being friends with you, opponent. All right, we'd love to see our fourth land here. Okay, they don't see anything. We're going to put this guy out. See if they have any interest in interacting with it. And then I will foretell this. It's nice to just have this on layaway. Ah, I don't care about that. That's probably one of the most minor things that's ever happened to me. Okay. We're going to try for Lolth. They might have a counterspell, and if they do, that sucks, but we're still going to go for it. I'll put it in the library. That's fine. If they mill it, that's life. That's just life. I'll take that risk, because right now they're working on 1 blue. They will try to find a land, and they did. They found a Swiftwater Cliffs. That's nice. So our opponent's going to be able to start doing things. We, however, also are going to be able to start doing things. And I think that's going to be this Rankle. 2 red. They could have a Lightning Strike, right? Let's see what they do. We're going to discard a card and then lose a life and draw a card. We're going to get rid of the Priest, I think. I think it's they've already seen it. They put it back. I don't really want to spend the mana to get it back out there. I know it is removal that I could use to kill Niv. Hand, please. And then the turn. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they have another blue source here, they can get Niv out this turn. They're going to spend 2 spells on this. If that's the case, that's pretty nice. If they wanted just the Scry, awesome. I'm happy with that, to be honest. I think that's actually pretty sweet. Okay, let's get Lolth out again. They might have another counter, and if they do, that's life again, because this they'll just go back into command zone, but we're putting the pressure on them to have things right now. Sure. I care a lot less than my opponent thinks. Okay. They might get Niv here. We don't have a way to deal with Niv, which is a bit spooky, but it looks like they don't. Okay. Ooh, that's a good draw. So we're going to start with this Discordant Piper and see what our opponent thinks. And then we're going to play this guy and see what our opponent thinks. They have Think Twice. They can cast this guy. They have things they can do. I mean, if I was my opponent, I mean, they only had 2. Yeah, let's end the turn. Sure. They're looking for that land. What do we do when Niv Mizzet comes out, though? Tell you what we should have done, not discarded this guy. Alright, no Niv Mizzet this turn, but we have him next turn. So this Plum the Forbidden might be very important coming up here. I think it might be. What's this one? Oh, that's a sick card. Okay, they're not doing anything. Yes, I would like him back. And then we're going to attack. And see what our opponent does. We're going to sack this guy. Get the goat. Get the goat. These poor goats can't fight anybody. So sad. Then we'll put this guy out. See if he wants to counter it. He doesn't. Okay. So now what we want to see is them to just drop Niv on the board. If they drop Niv on the board, we're going to just swallow him whole. That would be nice. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see what happens. Classic, is it? Just playing in the end step. Thinking about what to bounce. Sure, I don't care about that. Creating 2 treasure tokens is nice for them. Oh, sorry, a treasure token is nice for them. That doesn't bother me too much. Give me the Niz. I heard a shriek outside. I assume that was an animal. What is this? Cool. Oh, I love that. That looks really nice as the parallax. They're just not doing anything, huh? Okay. They just like doing nothing. Taking a long time to think, though. I'm a little bit bored. That's a good card. They're probably going to counter that if I try to play it. So, they have 3 cards in hand. We could just try to get the Liliana out. Ghoul Color Gisa also could be good. They're probably going to counter either. If we do the Ghoul Color Gisa, we can keep this up. So let's try. Actually, let's attack first. They have to have some sort of something up their sleeve. Otherwise, like, they're just not doing anything. Like, they're just not doing anything. So I will continue to just throw resources at them. And see what we get. See what counter spells they have. Because they will eventually run out. That's the rule of this. Okay, so that does that. Pretty minor. Like, we'll lose the Gisa. We will actually just bring the Priest out again. I'm not too worried about holding anything else out. We'll just put him out. To me, the real value of this card comes from when you can get as much as possible. Skyclave Relic. Sure, let's go for it. They have 3 mana available. They have 1 mana available. Okay. We're going to play Lily. This Open the Graves would be sick, but I do think... Actually, the Open the Graves is probably how we do get ahead. But we just make Lily here. Yeah. So now here's where they'll probably play Niv. Otherwise, I don't really know what they're doing. Hey, it's Niv. Okay. You're gonna cast something. Sure. Whenever that deals damage to opponent, you may draw a card. Cool. Pass? My turn. Alright. Let's try to get that. If they somehow stop this, we can return this with the Liliana to sack 2 creatures. That's nice. We don't have a way to deal with him after this. So we have 7 mana. We're going to play this. We're going to try to cast down the Pyro. Nice. Alright, now that the gates are open, we're going to swing in. Yep. They're going to get Niv again next turn, but the hope right now is that we just outvalue the Niv. And I mean, like, if they get the Niv, we're just going to Liliana, right? So, yeah, they'll do that. They'll put Lily to 5. That's okay. They have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. That is a lot of mana. Niv Mizzet does cost 8. That's a fun card. This is one of my favorite cards in EDH. I think the card's sick. That can be what they need to start getting back in this, but of note, they only have 3 cards available at their disposal. So it's not like it's like a lot. That's cool with me. I'll gladly take a new hand. So they might have something they can play for 2 and then gain 3 life, but this is pretty nice. We have a lot of things we can do here. Sure, that's fine. So they'll go to 15, but we're in a nice place. We're going to start with the Lily. I think we also do kind of want the Lolth out. Because that defends, but first we're going to swing in. So them having a full grip is pretty spicy. We kind of just have to like throw caution to the wind and just assume we're going to be okay, right? I think we want to actually also leave this Rise of the... I mean, it only gets 1, so we just drop this guy out. We just got to hope that they don't have anything against us. But like, odds are they're going to really stabilize here. The question is if they want to play Niv. Because if they want to play Niv, then like, then we're in a bit of a okay, because that's a lot of their mana. They have 12, I believe. If they want to play Niv, that's 8 of it. All right. So they're going to heal a lot here. We are going to have to climb through a big thing to get through here. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana remaining. And like when you're seeing here kind of this weakness of just like we don't really have too much to do, that comes from... All right. So Lolth's gone, but that's fine. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana remaining, so they're not playing Niv. They're playing Wizard class. They have 5 mana remaining, but they're gaining a ton of life. So that is a problem. And how do we beat that? We really just don't. I do think this game has slipped away from us just due to Aetherflux Reservoir. If this wasn't played, we would probably be okay. So he's not gonna go for the Lily. Okay. So I think we're gonna start with an attack. Okay. So let's start sacrificing creatures. Because now our opponent needs to do something. Hey, I remember you. Sack a creature. What do they got? Nice thing is we're not casting anything. Right? What do you got for me, opponent? What are you thinking? What's going through your head? What are you going to try to do? Give me something. Stop thinking and just do something. They're counting. They're doing math. They're like, I can count 2 spells. Is that enough if I do this? Sure. So I'm gonna. So it's targeting that one. So we're gonna sack that. Nice. Oh baby, I felt good about that win. That was freaking sick. All right. You know that's why I like Brawl. Because we get these, like, complicated... Oh, my thing's gone. We get those complicated board states that, like, you know, you have to just get there through the power of your deck, the small little ways you can get advantage. I think that was a good match, and I think a good showing of the reach that this deck can also have. Okay, well, that was the Lolth deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the mono black sacrifice and all the spooky, scary spiders that we had going with that whole time. I like Lolth. I think this list can be tightened, especially, like, you know, as I said, adding Ugin, and also just, like, I think this is one that there's usually always some good sacrifice stuff that comes out in sets. So this is one that's really easy to expand on and grow as the set comes out. Yeah, you can find the deck list down in the description below if you want to export it to Arena. And please let me know if you have any suggestions or considerations that I should do for future commanders in this series, because honestly I'm having a fun time recording and playing Historic Brawl, so I'm excited to do more of it. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys in the next episode. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.